What is up, guys? Welcome to the Lifestyle Mastery Blueprint. 6 steps to faster fat loss by maximizing your metabolism. Happy you guys are here. I'm not gonna be able to see your comments until the very end. Now, you might be watching this being a longtime member of our group. You might be somebody who's seen this for the first time after going through our free 1 month foundations program, the Metabolic Mastery Program, which again is completely free. And if you're not fully aware of that, and if you want to be part of that, please let me know. Drop it in the comments. But this training here, guys, is going to exist for a very long time here in our group. It's going to be something that you're going to be looking at, and it's going to be living with us, pinned at the top of the group, and something that I want you guys to always live off of because these are principles that I want you to take away that are going to help you get to a lifestyle. If you're somebody who's tried a ton of diets, tried a meal prep, try to do this boot camp thing or whatever it might have been, and you always maybe lost some weight but ended up regaining all the weight back, this is going to be for you. We're going to be going through the exact same 6 steps that I've used personally in my life. Like I've done the same things, like fasting and all that. We'll get into all that. But these are also the exact same 6 steps that I use with my clients to help them get to a place where they actually have a lifestyle. I'm talking about people who never step foot in the gym, who fall in love with the gym. I'm talking about people who've always struggled with their weight almost their entire lives, trying every single diet you can think of, but becoming successful. And I want to gift you these steps so you know exactly, where to go from here, okay? Ask your questions at any point, please drop them in the comments. Even if it's a replay, like I want to know. This is going to live on forever, and I will always come back to the comment section of this video and answer anything that you ask, okay? So let's jump in, guys, to the Lifestyle Mastery Blueprint, 6 steps to faster fat loss by maximizing your metabolism. Um, if you guys are here and watching this, please just say hello. I would appreciate it. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in. First thing I want to cover with you guys, whoopsie. I want to cover with you guys, what are we going to be talking about? Okay. I'm going to share a little bit about me because I feel like a lot of people might not know who I am. Maybe you do already. Who the heck is this crazy guy calling you a sexy beast? We'll talk about that a little bit and what that means. Number two, we're going to start with just very clear quotes that I hear people say all the time, problems that you probably have. And so if you're anywhere amongst this spectrum of challenge, you're going to get a lot of answers. So we're going to be starting with, I don't know where to start. That's obviously a very obvious place to start. The third thing is, I have to cut out carbs and food I love. Is that something that you believe still? It's a struggle to see result. That will be the fourth thing. The fifth thing we'll cover is, I don't have time to work out. So we're going to get really clear to help you simplify how much time you really need so you have clear expectations of what is required of you to get the results that you want. Number six is going to be, losing weight is just too hard. Now, this is more so touching to the point of actually keeping the weight off for good and actually going through a dieting phase. Why is it so hard? And how can we make this easier for you? And lastly, I always regain the weight back. And that's for a lot of you here. I know that this is probably not the first thing that you ever heard or tried that you're going to try to lose the weight. But it will be the last thing. Okay. From here on out, you're going to see exactly why previous things have failed, and you're going to understand exactly what you need to do going forward. That is the aim for this presentation, for this training, whatever you want to call it. I want to call it the lifestyle changing medicine. I don't know. Anyways, and then we're gonna have open Q&A at the end of this, and then we'll jump into it. Okay. Let's start with about me really quick. That is a picture of me as a baby. And that is my dad holding me back. I think I was arrested at the time. I must have done something horrible. I don't as a sexy beast in the way of like, oh man, I'm a sexy beast. Like, no, it's not like that. It's supposed to be funny, right? Hopefully it makes you laugh. And I feel like it definitely captures the energy that I'm trying to put out here with fitness, and that it should also be enjoyable. It should be a good time. You should be able to enjoy the food you love, enjoy the workouts that you're doing. And I don't know why we take it so seriously. And I feel like all we see inside the fitness industry is like the gritty, gritty filter on the videos with the go hard or go home mentality, the Andrew Goggins. And I love and I respect those grinders, but it's not realistic for a lot of us. And it doesn't need to be that way and that complicated for us to have above average results and look good and feel great and become sexy beasts. But also, guys, a couple years ago, my dad passed away. Obviously, I owe him everything for being the person that I am today. I would not have the confidence that I have. I would not have the direction, the wife that I have, the relationship I have with God. And I owe him my life, obviously, physically and also mentally and everything that I have. And when he passed away, so my dad's name was Arnulfo, very hard name to pronounce. A lot of people would be like, "Yo, what did you say?" And they'd ask him, "Do you go by anything else? Do you have a nickname?" Because that is hard to pronounce. And he'd always say, "Yeah, they call me Sexy Beast." It was an ongoing joke. Like for everything, he'd write that down somewhere as a joke. And yeah, guys, Sexy Beast is also a way to honor him. Sadly, he did pass away a couple years ago from cancer, but uh, I think those challenges really make us a stronger version of us if we allow it to. And I don't know what challenges have you gone through in your life. We all have them. And specifically here in fitness, don't give up, right? Those challenges that you've gone through with keto and trying whatever diet thing you've done in the past that ultimately led to failure, let it become a lesson that grows you and makes you a better person. Because any challenge that you go through, it can make you a better person if you allow it. All right. If you just kind of extract a lesson from it. And I'm hoping that I help you do that today. All right. So let's have some fun. Let's make it happen. And if you're ready, I want you to comment sexy beast. All right. In the comments. Um, but all right, guys, let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the first problem that I see a lot of people have. Excuse me too. I'm going to be glancing at my notes because I want to make sure I get everything I want to get across here to you guys. Okay. So the first thing is, I don't know where to start. This presentation was I don't want to make it too much about the pictures, but that is a Tinder screenshot right there. Um, but yeah, guys, the big thing here is that a lot of times when you go to begin a weight loss journey, you might be in search for answers and it can be very confusing, right? A lot of conflicting advice, a lot of challenging just contradictions. And it's like, where do I even begin? If you're to go Google, where do I start with my diet? And you're going to get a ton of different results, let alone what should I do with my workout program to lose weight? It's just really hard. You might be asking yourself, well, what are the best diets to slim my thighs? What are the best exercises to flatten my belly? What is the best routine to boost energy? And if you were to Google that and pick the very first thing that you came up with, that is literally like swiping right on Tinder and marrying the first person that you match with. Don't do that. Okay. Do not do that. That is toxic behavior. It's probably going to end in divorce. Whatever you end up choosing with your diet randomly out of the thin sky or whatever someone told you at the lunch table at work, it's not going to work out. You need to consider who you are. What is it that you want? All right. So now that might be pretty extreme, right? To consider like, wow, you're comparing, a diet and a fitness program to marriage. If the goal is for you to get the results and keep it for life, whatever we do to get there needs to be for life. Right. So it's very much like marriage. You need to love your partner. Hopefully you enjoy being around them. You better enjoy your diet. You better enjoy your workout program because you can grit through it if you want. You can grit, but your life is going to suck. Do you want that? Do you want to lose the weight, but then your life is just this challenge of trying to uphold and maintain this body weight? No. So you better be ready for life and it better be fun and enjoyable. So what is the solution to this problem? It's going to be with assessing. Um, I love the photo. I love that photo. That's my wife, Christina, by the way. Anyways, the first thing is really to assess, guys. And there are certain areas that we want to take a look at to figure out what is going to be your starting point, right? Where are you at with your nutrition? Where are you at with your stress, your metabolism? What things have you tried in the past? What is your personality like? These are things you want to take into consideration. I had a conversation actually today with somebody in the gym who's going to be probably joining the group and seeing this later. And he told me, man, I don't even like meal prepping. I'm like, then you don't have to meal prep to lose the weight. Your personality might be not fit for something like that where you have the same meal like every single dinner. I don't like that. I don't do meal prepping. But you might be someone that likes the structure, right? So we need to assess who you are, where you're at in these 6 different areas here. And these are 6 different areas that I need you to consider, okay? If you want to be able to go with the right plan, nutrition wise, right? You want to consider where are you at with your quantity? How much calories, protein, carbs, and fats are you eating? Quality, you want to know how much food is made from home, basically, right? When we say quality, it's basically food made from home. If it's not in a box, it's probably quality. The second thing is water. How much water are you drinking? 3 is sleep, right? How much hours of sleep are you getting a night? And what is the quality? Like, how much rested are you when you wake up? Not can you sleep all the way through 8 hours? It's okay to like wake up lightly multiple times a night. It's actually normal. I'm speaking more so how do you feel when you wake up? Are you rested? The fourth thing is steps. How many steps are you getting on a day-to-day average basis? 5 is training. Are you currently working out? How many days? what's your experience level? How much time do you have available to work out? Okay. You don't want to force anything that's unrealistic. And the sixth thing is stress. Where are you at stress wise in life? Are you going to school, working a job, and have kids? Did you just go through something pretty traumatic? Did you currently come out of a crash diet? Like, where are you stress wise? Okay. Now, with all these six things, these are all different six things to look at, but they're also opportunities for improvement. And so these are things that you can look at and say, okay, this is where I'm at right now, and this is what I need to do to make this a little bit better. And it's striving for progress over perfection, right? We don't want to be jumping and looking at, for example, your sleep and you're only getting 5 hours, and all right, tomorrow you're going to get 8 hours, right? We just want a little bit of progress at a time. Okay. That's with all the things, the steps, the training, the stress, the nutrition, all of it. So those are six areas. It could be overwhelming. I would advise you that you would assess all of them, but aim to improve maybe 1 to 3 things max at a time. We don't want to overwhelm you, because if you aim for too much and you try to get to perfect tomorrow, you're just not going to get there. You're going to burn out. All right. So that's the first solution. You need to assess these areas. And these are really the only 6 areas that matter when it comes to you being able to lose body fat, lose weight, get healthy, and feel confident and all that good stuff. Okay. Let's jump into the next thing. I want to go pretty quickly here. If you have any questions with this, I'm going to answer them at the end. Drop them now, though, so that you don't forget. All right. All right. Second problem that I hear often is I have to cut out carbs and food I love, and I don't want to diet. I don't want to do that. Every time I've done that, I failed. And you're right. You probably will. And in fact, you probably have failed before in the sense that you regain the weight back. Just so we're clear, a failed diet is one that not just helped you lose the weight, but one that allowed you to keep the weight off. Okay. If you lost 40 pounds on keto, but you regained the weight back, that was not successful, right? Like, is your goal to lose the weight or is it to keep it off? And I don't want to make you feel bad because you're not the only one. I've literally tried keto. I've tried fasting. I've tried cutting my calories down to 1200, and it was challenging. And like, I ended up always just regaining the weight back. I might have seen results for some time, but I was definitely not as confident as I wanted to. In fact, in that photo, I was kind of at rock bottom, and instead of, I just was not in a good place mentally. Like, I've gotten comments like, dude, that looks pretty good, but it's not about what other people think, right? It's about how you feel about yourself. And the confidence that I lacked in was really just from knowing that I continue to fail, right? I continue to not amount to the success that I wanted. That's where confidence comes from. It's from that self-trust that you can get the results that you want. And I definitely did not have that self-trust. But then in that right photo, I'm eating carbs. I am definitely enjoying creamer in my coffee, no intermittent fasting. I am eating 2,200 calories and feeling great, getting more results, not working as hard as I was in the past. And so, what is the solution to this problem? Step 2 is going to be removal. You need to remove the idea that there is such thing as bad foods. I have some of my most favorite foods on that photo. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I have almost every night before bed. Conchas, oh my gosh. I love Mexican bread. I love bread in general. Pizza. I love pizza, but I put that there more because I know how much you love pizza. That is the most common answer I get when I ask somebody, what is the food that you love that you sometimes feel guilty for eating? Pizza is the most common answer. Pasta is like the second most common answer, which is surprising because there's nothing wrong with pasta at all. It's great for you. I'm probably gonna eat spaghetti tonight, actually. Can't wait. But there is no such thing as bad foods. There's food with, more nutritional content and there's food with less, but it's all just calories. It's all just energy. And our bodies need energy. Okay. It's not what you eat that causes you to lose or gain weight. It's how much you eat. And so if we can remove the pressure of having to eat super clean and have everything meal prepped, you're already going to find yourself making this a lot easier. There's also a lot of benefits to carbs. Carbs help you manage stress. There's all these different benefits from these different foods that we quote unquote call bad for us. So instead of trying to remove things, we need to learn how to include the things that we love. So when I say removal, we are removing all the old ideas that you're holding on to. And it starts with that there's no such thing as a bad food, except vegan food. Okay. If you're vegan, I'm sorry, this presentation is not for you. You can leave. Save the plants. They have feelings too. Broccoli lives matter. Like, there's something about, I'm not gonna lie, this is a joke. But honestly, I kind of don't really work with vegans, and so I'm sorry if you are vegan. I can't. I can't help you. I can't help you there. I cannot put together a tofu recipe. If you love tofu though, I love it too inside of pad thai. Don't get me wrong. I love pad thai with some tofu and chicken and shrimp. But yeah, save the plants, okay? The next struggle that we're going into is that it's a struggle to see results, okay? Now, step one, we assess where you need to be at. Step two, we understand now there's no such thing as bad foods. And so you might be thinking, okay, Adrian, but I've tried the calorie deficit thing. I've tried counting calories, but I haven't been able to see the results. Or you're someone that is like, I'm ready to do it, but then you start struggling with binge eating and cravings. Or maybe you're just someone that struggles with motivation or consistency. This next solution is going to solve all of those problems together. All right. So here's the thing with this. Okay. Um, Now, like I said before, right? Personally, I've tried the keto, I've tried the fasting, I've tried cutting calories down to 1,200 calories. And then I finally understood where I was going wrong always. I was overdoing it, right? I was cutting calories too low. I was cutting out carbs that I didn't need to cut out. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go into a more realistic calorie cut. I'm only going to cut my calories by 500. So I tried for the first time cutting my calories only by 500, but then I didn't see results. A week went by, no change on the scale. 2 weeks went by, still no change on the scale. 3 weeks went by, still like a whole month went by, and I still was not seeing the results that I wanted. And so I gave in. I gave up. I hit another wall in my fitness journey. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm doing everything right. I'm tracking my calories. I'm hitting my protein targets. I'm working out. Why am I not seeing changes on the scale? Why are you not seeing changes on the scale if you feel like you're doing everything right? Why are you constantly battling binge eating? Why are you constantly dealing with the motivation and like the ability to be consistent? The problem is that your body has gotten used to eating so little calorie from all the stress that you've put yourself through from doing the keto, from doing the fasting. You also might be somebody that needs to eat so little calorie to lose weight. Let me tell you, when I wasn't seeing results at the number that I should have been seeing, which was 2,200 calories, I then cut calories lower and lower and lower. I was not able to see weight loss until I was eating only 1,600 calories. But for somebody at my previous weight and height, that was so little and it was hard for me to be consistent. So hard that I found myself binging. I find myself battling cravings. So here you see a good example of a normal calorie deficit, right? So just so we're clear, calorie deficit means you're eating less than what your body's burning all day. This is a 500 calories, right? 2,200, 1,700. You should see 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss a week if you have a normal calorie deficit. If you like typically. Now, however, if your body is only burning less, if your body's burning less calories than what it should be, it's harder to be in a calorie deficit. Some people's metabolisms are only burning 1,200 calories a day. And so if you're eating 1,200 calories, there's no calorie deficit, so there's no weight loss. In my example, my personal example, my metabolism had slowed down from all the things that I put myself through. And so I had to go through a process of restoration. I literally had to do the reverse. And it might sound crazy, but what I'm literally telling you is we have to go through a time of increasing calories, of restoring your metabolism, of lowering stress. And it can sound crazy. I'm literally asking you, like, yo, you should probably eat more if you want to lose more body fat. And it sounds so crazy, which is why I needed to put this evidence of people who've been successful doing just that. That's Jacob here. When I first met him, eating 1,600 calories, 1,700 calories. Then we brought his calories all the way up to 3,000, losing more body fat. Arturo, same thing. 1,800 calories, 1,700 calories as we increased, losing body fat. Gerardo, man, this guy's lost over 100 pounds. Like, there's so many examples. And what I want to help you see is that it's not just always about pushing, pushing, pushing. It's about actually taking care of your body, listening to it, lowering the stress so you can lose more body fat. Do you want to lose weight eating only 1,200 calories, or do you want to be able to lose body fat eating a little bit more? If you want to lose body fat, being able to eat more, comment more, please. So, um, the way this happens, right? The way we can get our body to burn more body fat is by improving all the things that we mentioned previously. More water, a little bit more training to build muscle, getting in more calories, more quality calories, more sleep, more steps, less stress. Okay. Those are the things to consider. Those are the things we want to do. We want to restore. All right. We want to maximize your fat burning potential. Um, cool. So the other thing too, right, when it comes to binge eating and cravings and dealing with the motivation, if your metabolism is burning so much more calories, it all of a sudden becomes so much easier to be in a calorie deficit. Like you don't have to go as low in your calories for you to get results. So then the binge eating problem is solved. The consistency is the motivation is solved because it's so easy for you to be able to eat that much and still lose weight. Right. So it solves a lot of those problems that you're dealing with when it comes to motivation and like working harder than you need to. Okay. Let's go. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. Let's go into the next problem that happens a ton. Are you guys enjoying this so far? If you are, please let me know. Drop a comment. Even if you're watching a replay, please let me know. Is this good so far? Is this hopefully sparking some like aha moments? I hope so. Please let me know in the comments. Please, just drop a love, drop a like. Let me know. Be a sexy beast. The next thing I hear a lot, right, is I don't have time to work out. A lot of people assume, cardio is the best thing for weight loss, right? Um, another big another big mistake I was making previously in the example that I was talking about was that I was also just doing way too much cardio. Like I was doing a ton of cardio. And it caused me to really also put more additional stress on the body. My wifey's home from work. Hi, baby. Thanks for the great intermission, honestly. Um, it's a boost, it's a boost. It reminds me, why are we doing this? Oh, it's for her. Um, People assume that if I want to lose weight, I just need to be doing a bunch of cardio, but that ends up putting a lot of stress on the body. Okay. And why do people go towards cardio? Why do people assume I just need to burn a ton of calories with my exercise? Because I mean, they have the right thinking. If I burn more, I'm going to be able to be in a larger calorie deficit. I'm going to lose more weight. But people fail to recognize how your body changes when you're burning a ton of calories. Let's say week one, you burned 1,000 calories after running a mile 3 times a week. If you ran that same amount every week, your body probably got better at it, right? Like if you continued running every day in week two, you would hope that it's feeling easier. You're improving. Your body's adapting. It's getting better. Week two, that means then you're burning less calories. And you're burning even less calories as you continue to run and do a bunch of calorie burning cardio type style training. And you might be in the assumption, I need to do this 5 days a week. And that's unsustainable, right? That's hard to do. And depending on the season of your life, that might even be realistic. You might be working a 12-hour shift. You might be having kids. You probably don't even have time to work out 5 days a week, let alone 4 or 3. You can get results with twice a week. So what is the solution here? Step 4 is fat loss activation. Like I mentioned in this left photo, I mean, that's me running every day. And then my weight training was just cardio with weights. Like it wasn't actual strength training. I was just like doing high reps and doing like supersets and high intensity interval training. On this right photo, I'm literally working out 3 days a week of full body strength training. And I'm trying to walk 10,000 steps, and that's literally it. The more muscle you have on your body, the more calories your body will burn. That is one easy way for you to increase and improve your metabolism so you can be able to eat more food and still lose body fat. As you strength train and get stronger, your body will burn more calories. And it's not even the calories being burned during the workout, it's calories being burned the entire day. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body's burning all day to keep that muscle alive. Pretty crazy. So you should be focusing on strength training. Okay. That's definitely a priority. You should be focusing on that. And if you're focusing on nothing but cardio, that's a big issue. Let's jump into the next one. That is me eating a donut. I love donuts. They're my favorite food. It's been a while though. We have the best donut shop here in my hometown, Modesto. It's ranked top 5 in the States. That's the only thing we have. We're also ranked top 5 in theft, in methamphetamine selling, I think. Um, I live in a good side of town, though. I promise I'm not part of that crowd, but we do have good donuts. So if you want to come through, I'm your man. A big problem that we have is losing weight is just, it's just too hard. Okay. I get it, Adrian. All right. I got to work out. I got to hit a certain calorie target, but I love eating food that I love. You don't have to remove the food you love. All right. In fact, we need to include it in. Doing exercise you hate is a problem. Working another job, it can be like working another job, like literally. And we don't want it to become that. We don't want fitness and training and nutrition plans to be something that's an added chore. It needs to be something you can do for the rest of your life. So we need to include those things. And so when we go into the next step, here's what's going to happen. All right. Let's review a little bit. Step one, we assessed, right? We figured out your starting point. We figured out, okay, this is the things that we need to improve. This is where we're at metabolically, nutritionally, training wise, stress wise. Step two, we remove these ideas of eating food, that you love, that you have to, remove food you love. We're removing food guilt. The third thing we did is we restored your body's metabolism. We restored your body's ability to burn more body fat by eating more, and you feel great. And step four, we activated fat loss by implementing strength training 2 days to 5 days a week, maybe more if you really, really love it, whatever works for you, whatever you enjoy. And because we've done all those things, we now have way more food freedom. We're able to accelerate fat loss. We're able to then cut the calories and see the pounds drop. We're able to see the fat just melt off because we've done the work previously. By the way, in these previous steps, as you're making these improvements, as you're drinking more water in step one, as you're removing these ideas, as you're starting to build up your metabolism, and step four, you're starting to build strength, you're already, by the way, getting results. You're going to be losing body fat. You're going to be seeing changes in your body and how your clothes fit and how you feel and your confidence, which is the goal. Losing body fat, fitting better in your clothes, and feeling good. You're going to feel all those things as you make all these changes, as you go through these steps. In step five, it's just seeing more and faster. It's more efficient than you've ever experienced it. The calorie deficit finally works. It does work, by the way, but it's just going to work a lot more effectively for you because you're able to eat more than where you would have been if you were to just start into a calorie cut at the start from step one. Remember, that's going to end in divorce. And because you're seeing these results and you're seeing the scale go down, it just creates momentum, right? There's this idea that, you need motivation. It's not really motivation and it's not discipline, it's momentum. What we need is momentum. The reason why you burn out is because you're not seeing wins, right? Like you're doing this thing maybe and it's just not getting you consistent results. But when it's getting you consistent results, it just naturally propels you more and more forward. Like I want to do more. I love this thing. And that's where we start to really fall in love with this whole process. And we get to step six. Now, the next problem is I always regain the weight back. That was Mount Everest. That's supposed to be Mount Everest. That's a guy falling. Pretty scary. Did you know that more people pass away going down Mount Everest than they do going up? Did you know that? It's more dangerous going back down. The hard part is actually going back down. Reason being, just like weight loss, you've had to climb up this mountain. Through the process of climbing, it's stressful, it's exhausting, it's draining. You get to the top and then you realize, oh my gosh, I gotta get back down now. I didn't conserve enough energy. You end up going ham with the food, binge eating, regaining all the way back. Hopefully, obviously, with all the steps that we've done previously, the trajectory going up the mountain is going to be a lot easier so that there's not a fall down off the mountain at the end. But we do want to be smart about how we approach this. There is a process to consider. What do we do once we've lost the weight so that we do not regain the weight back, so that we do not fall off of Mount Everest and slip out of the weakness, of all the stress that we've put our bodies through? 80% of people, and this is a real statistic, okay? 80% of people who lose the weight regain it back. Sad. A lot of it's going to be solved by all the steps that we talked about previously, but we need to get the icing on the cake. This is the final step. Lifestyle mastery. Through the entire process, we're integrating your personality, right? You should be integrating your likes, your dislikes, the food you love. You should be making sure you're feeling balanced with everything that we're doing, everything that you're doing. But we want to be taking a step ladder approach back up with calories, right? When we go into a calorie cut, we don't stay there forever. We need to bring them back up. So we slowly increasing them back up until we get to your brand new maintenance calories. Well, you will maintain your weight. And then we peel off the training wheels of tracking of whatever it is you were doing. And we start to become attuned with how certain foods make you feel, which you will be throughout the entire process, but we want to be attuned with how certain things make you feel in terms of your appetites and managing your hunger. You've built these habits at this point. The tortoise and the hare, right? It's an old thing. The faster you lose the weight, the more likely you're going to fall off Mount Everest. So the entire process itself, it's a long-term process. I forgot to mention this process, the restoration phase, takes at least 3 months, probably longer for some, maybe 6 months. It takes a long time. Be ready for the long haul. That's another big problem with the problem I had too. Okay. And the problem you probably have is that you expect results tomorrow and they happen. You just fail to see the results that we're trying to measure. This clothes fitting better, the more energy, the more strength, the changing in your shape. But you're just so hyper focused on the scale. And then when this happens, we're expecting 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss a week. But if you want to go faster, chances are you're going to fall off the mountain. Be the tortoise. Don't be the hare. I don't want you looking like a turtle. Okay. We're not going to look like a turtle. But you need to be the turtle. Don't be the hare. We all know that story, right? The tortoise wins. Slow and steady wins the race. You can have your birthday cake and eat it too. Wait, you can have your cake and lose the weight too. All right. You can. You can have the things that you love while losing weight, but you need to follow the steps. You need to be able to get ready for that. Okay. So, guys, those are the 6 steps. So what is gonna happen next? So, in review, step 1, we need to assess your current starting point. Step 2, we need to remove these old ideas that you're holding on to that is making you think fat loss is way harder than it needs to be. Step 3, we need to restore your body's ability to burn more body fat. Step 4, we activate fat loss by implementing strength training. Step 5, we accelerate that fat loss by then cutting calories. And then step 6, we achieve lifestyle mastery by getting down Mount Everest at a much more controlled pace. Everything is set up in mind, that last goal of getting to maintenance to be able to maintain the weight. But even then, it's a process itself. Guys, it's all about progress over perfection. This could be really overwhelming for some of you, right? It's a lot of information, maybe. There's some details here. Maybe you have some questions to ask. Go ahead, please ask them. If it's not enjoyable, right? So progress over perfection, right? So progress over perfection. The goal is progress. Focus on 1 to 3 things at a time. Build habits. If it's not enjoyable, it's not going to be sustainable. If you're forcing things that you don't like, it's gonna end in a divorce. Okay? If you keep swiping right and falling in love with the first Tinder match, dude, come on, have some standards. Like literally have some standards with diets, the things that you do for yourself to lose weight. And one of the big thing here too, that last one, it's really not just about what you achieve. It's not just about the weight loss. I get it. I know. It's about who you become. It's about finally feeling confident. I get on calls sometimes with people and they tell me I don't really love myself. I get on calls and people start crying. And I appreciate that. Like, I'm so grateful that people open up like that. And I often get that, like, I don't love myself. And it makes sense when we've tried so many different things and unable to get the result that we want. What's really happening is you don't trust yourself to be able to get a result. And I hope that going through these steps that you see that it's it's not that you suck. It's not that you're not hardworking. You're hardworking. You tried keto, for crying out loud. You tried fasting. You tried all these crazy things. You're hardworking. It's not that you're inconsistent or that you don't want this badly. You do. The problem is you've constantly chosen the wrong paths. You assume that this fitness thing needs to be super hard work. And that's not really your fault. You've probably been led to believe that through what we see on social media. What sells is like the waking up at 5 a.m., go hard or go home. And that's not realistic. You can get results going working out twice a week for 30 minutes each. You can get results eating a donut every day. You can get results making small changes, and through that process, falling in love with yourself because you're finally consistent. And then it's becoming the person that you know you're capable of. Realizing you have a new lifestyle, a new way of living, a new level of confidence, a new way you carry yourself around your family, your friends, your coworkers. It changes everything. I was a lost person before fitness. Honestly, I felt like I had no friends. I never had a girlfriend. I didn't have any direction in my life with what I wanted as a career, and eventually became a physical therapist. Eventually, obviously, I'm here now, married to the love of my life and confident. I love this, and it's not because of my body. Okay, it's not because of that. It's because of the person who I become. I'm confident in my ability to get the results, and you can be that person too. All it takes is following a path that is realistic for you and enjoyable. Like it can be enjoyable. So, what is the next step here? Guys, the next step really is you take this into action, right? Um, I have some open Q&A, but before we do that, I want to let you know that you're either watching this after going through the 1 month metabolic mastery program, which is a completely free program. And if you're not part of that right now, I'd love to give that to you because it does take a lot of the things that we just talked about into actionable step-by-step things that you do over the course of a month. Um, Other than that, you can ask your questions, okay? And I want you to ask your questions, even if you're watching a replay, post your question for the future. I will answer them, I promise. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you are, I'm gonna just do a shameless plug, okay? If you are interested in me walking you through this program, I'm more than happy to take you on as a client. If you're not ready for that, no pressure. Take advantage of everything we have here in the group, the resources, the free guides, that free program I just mentioned. And please ask your questions, okay? I want to know what you need. It helps me when I'm helping people. I enjoy it. Let's be sexy beasts, okay? But anyways, that's all I have for you guys here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and look to see if you guys have any questions. And if this was helpful and enjoyable in any way, please let me know. I want to know. Um, so I do have some questions here already that I see, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer them. Okay, you guys can see me. Okay, good. Joan, what is up? Frank, what is up? You said more. Great. I love it. I forget what I asked you to say that for, guys, but thank you for saying that. Quote was fire. I love it. Frank, so can you explain the calorie deficit versus eating more calories? I missed that part. Um, can you explain the calorie deficit versus eating more calories? Okay, that's a good question, Frank. So let me use my hands as a visual because a lot of us are visual learners, right? So what is a calorie deficit kind of review? It means you're eating less than what your body's burning all day, right? So what happens is for a lot of people though, the burning all day is not very high from the stress of previous diets. Our metabolism has essentially slowed down. Our body's not burning as much calories. And so what happens is as we start to implement these positive changes, drinking more water, training to build strength and muscle, getting better sleep, lowering stress, and like you're mentioning, increasing calories, we start to feel that fire of our metabolism. It's like it's like a fire. That's like one of the best metaphors I can think of. When you feed a fire more firewood, it grows. If we eat a little bit more calories, our metabolism grows. Eat a little bit more, it grows. So it seems weird that we're losing body fat while eating more food. But what happens is that with these all these positive changes, the calorie burn is increasing and outpacing the increase of our calories as it should. So you don't want to be just bumping up a ton of calories. You want to be increasing calories slowly while listening to your body, noticing improvements in hunger, improvements in energy, improvements in performance with your strength at the gym. And that will allow you to know, oh, this is working, and you will see the changes. So, yeah, hopefully that answered your question, man. Let me know if you need any more clarification with that. Joan, I would like to add the 1 month program to my arsenal, please. Of course. I think I sent that over to you, if not already. Guys, if you want that 1 month program that's completely free, like there's like no gimmick. If you want that laid out for you, it's do it yourself, but I made it as simple as I possibly could, and it provides you with literally a structure of implementing just everything I just said. Something with stress, something with nutrition, something with training every day. It's very simple. It's also built to where you can kind of choose what you want to do again to make it fit your lifestyle. There's not like a one size fits all with it. It's a one size fits all because you can tweak it to however you want, but the instructions are very clearly laid out, and it's basically everything we just talked about. So, Joan, yeah, I will hook you up with that. I will send it over to you if I didn't already. I got you though. I might have not given it to you already. I don't remember. But guys, that's all I have for you. I kind of want to make it cut it short. This will be pinned to the top of the group. And please, yeah, it's the metabolic mastery one. If you guys are watching the replay again, drop a question, please. I will always watch this. This is going to be pinned to the top of the group. And if you're just joining our group, welcome. Welcome to the Lifestyle Mastery for Transformation group. You all are a sexy beast for just being here. A sexy beast is somebody who can maintain a sense of humor, who wants to better themselves, and who's not going to settle for less, right? So let's keep pursuing, guys. Let's have a good time while doing it. And I hope this was helpful. I hope you took away some good insights here that helped you see maybe where I went wrong in the past and hopefully a path to a better future so you can finally lose it for good and feel finally good. You deserve to feel good. And I want to finish off with this. You don't have to wait to lose the weight to feel good. I promise you. If you are just confident that you are on the path and you're seeing progress, you can literally start feeling good tomorrow by yourself. Right? A lot of our confidence, again, comes from self-trust. Self-confidence is self-trust. You trust yourself to get the result. And the trust usually comes from following the right plan. Good question, Frank. What workout routines would you recommend? I started going to the gym 3 times a week. Dude, I love that. Like I mentioned in the training, some of the best results I ever got was 3 days a week. Most of my clients are working out 3 days a week. But Frank, dude, honestly, let me send you, dude. Let me send to you the Metabolic Mastery program that I mentioned. It has a workout program for you to follow that you can stick to 3 times a week. And if you ever got to a point where you want to do more, it has also a 5 day split. So if you wanted some structure with how to approach your workouts, I will give that to you, man. That's in that Metabolic Mastery 4 week program. If you want, yeah, I got you, man. I'll send it over to you. Okay, I'll message you after this and get you set up with all that. You're welcome, man. This is fun, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you guys take away a lot. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Post it to the group too. Use the group. Use everybody. Not use them. Utilize. It's a better word. Yo, Leo, you're probably getting here a little bit late, man. You might need to go watch the replay, but all good, dude. We just wrapping up right now. Um, thank you for being here, though, man. Thank you. I mean, actually, congratulations for being here. Why am I saying thank you? You guys are. I'm blessing you guys. Luis, what up, my man? Ooh, good question, dude. What is your advice to stay motivated? We've talked before on Zoom. I started my weight loss journey uh in April of 2023. And by August 2023, I had lost 55, but I'm a teacher. And when I returned back to work in August, I got burned out and felt like I struggled to push myself to work out after work. And now I've regained six pounds, I'm assuming, or 6 kilos. I don't, or whatever. Um, a big thing there, Luis, right, is that you were in a moment probably when you started your weight loss journey in April. I'm assuming that's around the time where school's wrapping up, right? Summer break. And then you go back to school and you're a teacher. Man, I know how that is. And this is for everybody, okay? Whether you're a teacher or somebody, you're going to go through different seasons of your life with different levels of stress and responsibility. And where people fall into a trap is they assume that whatever was working when during a certain season of life, you need to continue doing during other seasons of life. Luis, what happened there, man, is motivation. It's not motivation. It's that you're procrastinating something that is too hard. And it's sometimes okay to say that is too hard, whatever it is you were trying to do. So I would say, man, to take a look at what was the plan you were following when you were losing weight during summer break, you probably needed to do less. You can get results while you were maybe doing great, working out 5 days a week during summer break. During school time, maybe it's only realistic to work out twice a week. And then in that case, we need to adjust our calorie intake. We need to adjust everything a little bit. But you need to be ready to be able to mold what you're doing through different seasons of life. It's always going to change. So you don't lack motivation, man. You were forcing a plan that was not working anymore with your schedule anymore. And you were procrastinating it because it was too much, right? You needed to change your workout from an hour long to maybe 30 minutes. And for a lot of people, they struggle with that, right? They think, how can I get results working out 3 days a week for 30 minutes? You can. You absolutely can. In fact, most people do too much with workouts, honestly. If you're spending more than an hour long, highly chance that you're probably overdoing it. Right now, I'm working out like less than an hour and I'm getting more results than I have in a while. Like it feels really good. My workouts are shorter. So all that to say, man, you probably just need to adjust it. Okay. So if you're lacking motivation, guys, there's probably like it's just too daunting what you're trying to do, essentially. Good pounds, okay. But you got this, man. Let's get you back on track, dude. I would advise everybody here, get on the Metabolic Mastery for 1 month program. It's completely free, and it's gonna lay out a ton of structure for you, and it'll get you the ball rolling again, and it'll build you some momentum to help you get into a really good spot mentally. It give you direction and structure. A lot of things too. People just kind of don't have structure. Like I asked them, what are you gonna do with your diet? I'm gonna eat cleaner. It's not like a real plan. It's like, what is that? So it'll get really specific for you, man. So I highly recommend. I'm gonna message you after this, regardless. Leo, as of right now, I am eating a slice of whole grain bread with a spread of Nutella, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter with pieces of banana, and 2 cups of almond milk. Is this a good pre-workout meal? Hitting the gym later? Dude, that sounds great. It's a great pre-workout meal. I would actually probably the only thing I would probably take out is the peanut butter. You don't really want a whole lot of fat prior to a workout because the fat is going to slow down the digestion of the carbs, so they won't be as readily available. Like you want the carbs ready to go, and fat slows down the digestion of it. So I would kind of probably remove the fat. But other than that, it sounds great. Nutella, I forgive me, I don't remember how much fat is in there. That might not be so good. I'd probably go with whole grain bread and some honey and banana and almond milk. The peanut butter's good though. It sounds great, man. That sounds tasty though. Not gonna lie. Sorry. Well, you could do peanut butter powder. It has a little bit of protein in there, and then it's not as high in fat, so it can help you a little bit more. But that's just splitting hairs, man. Just a little detail that you can add to gonna boost that up pre-workout meal a little bit. Hopefully that's helpful. You're making me hungry, dude. I'm in a fat loss phase right now, and I'm hungry. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna end this thing. I'm gonna pin this to the top of the group. Again, if you ever have any questions in the future, please let me know. Definitely get that metabolic mastery program. I mean, get it. It's free. I don't know why you guys don't take advantage of it. I just built it out. It was brand new, so maybe you didn't hear about it. But yeah, you're welcome, man. And thank you guys for being. Congratulations for being here. Um, guys, this is gonna be so actionable for you. Okay, please take this to heart. And if there's any confusion, I'm an open book. Okay, I'm not trying to hide anything. If you have any questions, let me know. And go be a sexy beast. Okay, guys. All right, guys. We'll take care. See you guys soon. And yeah, peace.